So I'm having a chat with Tony and Bob of Magnum. How are you guys?
Yeah, pretty good. Yes.
Yeah, we're great. Yeah, we're just getting on with things. Just gearing up to rehearsals for this up-and-coming tour we start in March. So that's what we're doing at the moment, just prepping the tour.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a few days coming up in March across the UK. I bet you can't wait to be touring again.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
looking forward to it. Believe me,
it's quite a big tour. All over Germany, Sweden, Italy, somewhere else,
Czech Republic.
Yeah.
Then
we come back here after all that.
Yeah.
And finish up the British leg. So it takes us quite a long time to do it.
We're starting the UK tour in end of March and Europe April, May, and then the second half of the UK tour in September. So it's most of the year. It's going to be great.
Yeah, absolutely. A busy year for you, and the reason is you've got a new record which is out today called The Monster Roars. What can you tell us about the record?
It's good.
Yeah,
good.
That's just it. It's good. Well, it's our 22nd album because we've been around for 50 years, as you might have noticed, and it's got some great music on there, and I hope everybody's going to enjoy listening to our 22nd album. That's all I can say.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we last had a chat promoting the last record, The Serpent Rings. How has the music evolved, developed in this record compared to the last one and the records prior?
Well, I mean, I look at them all as their own sort of entity, if you like. I don't have any preconceived ideas when I start to write the album. I just go into my studio and just play and try to come up with something that I think's good. Sometimes it's rubbish. Sometimes it works great. It's just almost like you just don't know what is going to happen. It takes quite a long time to pull it together, especially lyric point of view. It takes quite a long time to get it right. I mean, as Bob would tell you that I change lyrics all the time, even when we're recording, and it's like maybe some of the tracks I'd want to change, like maybe an and a but or something like that, weighing to the mix of the album even. So, I mean, lyrics take a long time. I find lyrics the toughest bit to get right, I think.
Yeah, so with the lyrics then, do you have lyrics beforehand and then you kind of match them up to the track, or do you have the song there and then it's just trying to glue some words in?
It's not just trying to glue. No. What it is, I go for mainly a melody. If I can find a melody that's good, which then what I need is a subject matter to write about. That's I would think, the main thing, really. Without the subject matter, you end up with a sort of maybe quite a bit of nonsense, maybe. If you've got a subject matter, it gives you something to aim at. But that's what I do, anyway. I mean, I think all different songwriters do it all differently. I think they all have their own ways of doing things. That's what I do. So there you go.
So there.
Good. Good. And the track that we've been playing most recently of yours is No Stepping Stones. What can you tell us about
that?
Great song. Very commercial, I think.
I agree.
I think it's terrific, yeah.
Well, that sort of came about. the idea came about, like I'm saying to you just about having a subject to write about. The subject came about, I think, when we were in Germany, travelling on our bus, and I couldn't sleep, and I got up and I was talking to our bus driver, and this is just like a snippet of how it sort of came about. I'm talking to him for hours. I first of all said to him, "Where are we?" And he told me, and I had no idea where we were. We'd been travelling for hours and things, and that gave me the idea of writing. It gave me the start of the song, really, and it just carried on from there. But I never did find out where we were. But I just developed the song from that. So I'll give Graham, who's our bus driver. I stayed up quite late, and but like I say, I never did find out where we were, and I just finally went to bed. That was it.
Yeah, cool. And obviously, we've been in a pandemic, and with COVID and everything going on, what's it like writing a record during a pandemic? Because it must have been different from all your previous records before that.
Not at all. It really. It might sound a bit sort of harsh or whatever, but it didn't really affect me at all. I did what I always do. I just go into the studio and try to write a song, or try to write a chord sequence, or complete a solo or something like that. And that's what I did. It kept me off the streets, that's for sure. And that's pretty much what I did. That's how I always do it. Just go in, and it's sort of like hard work in a way, because you have to sort of obviously end up with something that you think is great. And sometimes you can really fool yourself thinking you've done something marvellous, and it's not quite as marvellous as you think it is. But that's it really didn't affect me at all.
Normally, really, I was glad to be, when we were starting in the studio, I was really glad to get in there, just to stop watching all this turning up on my TV, and depressing me. And I know a lot of people have had a really bad time through it. I appreciate that. But we were in a lucky position to know what we were doing and what we had to come up with, and just get on with it, And like the rest of the world can take care of itself, because we're in here. So you get quite divorced from it sometimes when you're busy just trying to come up with music. So, trying to come up with something brilliant again to compare, or even better, the last album. That's what you're always doing, me and Tone. That's our job in life, to take Magnum to the dizzy heights of where we're trying to get up to all the time. And get on that big world stage again, So here we go again. So we're in a lucky position, really, and it's a good job, because, I can go down sometimes quite quickly. So this kept us really cheerful, and like, whoa, let's, get ready for what's coming up next year. Things like that. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And without being able to tour and do live gigs, have you kind of got one step ahead for the next release, or did you take more time for yourselves, which you might not have done for the last 50 years?
Sorry, not quite with you.
We didn't quite get that. Can you?
So obviously, without being able to tour for the last 2 years or so, did you take more time for yourselves, or have you got ahead for the next release?
No, I mean, like we were busy writing this album, really. It takes quite a long we spend quite a long time doing the albums. Have I got you right here? Am I answering?
I think Tony's always working on a couple of songs already for another album in the future. That's what you mean. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I mean, with so much time not being able to leave the house, was it solely on this record then, or have you started working towards?
It wasn't that at all. It's my choice. My choice. You know, I go out with my dog all the time, but no girlfriends, but my dog. And then I'm sort of so enthused with what I'm doing. It must be very boring for other people, but yeah, I'm permanently playing the guitar or trying to write a song. Really, that's really it. I mean, it does sound boring actually when I say it.
Yeah, that's what you do, though, Tom. But the songwriting process never really stops, really. I mean, only when you're on tour, on the stage, or whatever, in your bunk, asleep. But Tony writes constantly, you know. It ain't like it doesn't put time aside to do it. It just happens on a daily basis, usually.
Yeah, that's right.
So you're always working towards the next release, really. That's what happens, really.
He said he better than me, you see.
I'm trying to connect you.
Good. Excellent. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure having a catch-up with you.
Cheers, Jim.